Says live, that means we're live. Donny T and friends is so happy to be here with my good friend right here, Big Frank Santorelli. Okay, everybody knows I call it Donny T and friends because my friends are what makes this whole show. Without the friends, there's no Donny T. Okay, another thing, this is a no knock, no bash zone. In other words, if you got some shit to say that's negative, save it for another podcast. We don't do that here. I'll have to get Frankie after you. Okay? He knows big people in big places. Gavish? Okay. Now, let me just, if I may do this, my grandson has a crew. They call it a chat zone or whatever. But they call themselves Dudes Being Dudes. Not fans, but they're followers to The Sopranos. They love anything Soprano. Being with my main man here, I'm sure Tim Holmes is watching.
Hey, Tim, what's up, buddy? All the best.
And he gave you his autograph. Remember that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Free.
Yeah. Well, he did
Normally I
charge
charge $10.
Normally. Yeah.
Normally I charge $10.
Yeah,
For
nothing.
you,
Nothing. Yeah, nothing
On
normal
the
here. Yeah.
On the arm, as they say.
On the arm. Yeah.
Isn't that a revered thing? On the arm.
Oh, yeah. On the arm. Yeah, but you don't get too much on the arm there.
No.
No, they're taking out. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Okay. My friend was on a show that I thought was hilarious with a guy by the name of Robert De Niro, and who were some of the other players in that?
Oh, Meet the Parents?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ben Stiller.
Ben, yeah.
Ben Stiller. He was great. He was really a lot of fun. Very nice guy.
Remember the mother's name?
Yeah, that's what we talked about. His mother and father, Stiller and Mira.
No. I mean the one that played De Niro's mother.
You mean Blythe Danner?
Blythe Danner.
Oh, I was in love with her.
What a sweetheart.
Oh, she was beautiful.
Yeah,
she was still beautiful on that. You know, she was still young.
Yeah, we did it.
She was absolutely. I loved her. Sure.
Yeah.
Great Santini. She was the wife of Robert Duvall. Yeah, great actor. Gwyneth Paltrow's mom.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
And Duvall's a sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
I met him. Very nice guy. Very engaged.
Sure.
Yeah. So, okay, that's. Oh, you got a little something to say about that movie, don't you?
Yeah, I was in Meet the Parents for like 30 seconds. My mother missed it. She's sitting with a friend, and her friend goes, "That was your son right there." She goes, "Where?" I'm 60 feet tall, and she missed it. Yeah, I was in Meet the Parents with Ben Stiller. We hung out. It was so much fun. And anyway, I didn't know what the movie was about. I didn't get a script. I had 2 lines. Are you Mr. Fokker? That was it. And he goes, "Yeah." I go, "Sign here, please." And so, I never saw them. I go to the movies. They see me on the big screen. I didn't know there's another delivery guy coming like 10 minutes later in the film. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? Where'd he come from? That should be me, So they used another delivery guy for the second one. Yeah, it was weird.
That's funny. Now he has quite a lengthy. Okay, how about Meet the Mobsters?
Now that was a John Fiore movie. Johnny Fiore,
my pal,
who played Gigi Sestone on The Sopranos.
Yeah.
It was originally called Johnny Slade's Greatest Hits.
Oh, really?
And it was a hilarious movie. You ever get a chance to see it? It's really funny. It's Johnny Fiore plays a bad lounge singer who the buttons are giving him the words to the people to kill. So it says the song goes, Johnny Shoes, Johnny Shoes. He's singing like this, going, and nobody knows what he's talking about. And the next day in the paper, Johnny Shoes was murdered.
Yeah,
So
I saw that.
The buttons are telling him what to sing, and that's telling the mob guys who to kill.
But you got to tell them what the buttons are. Well, I know what they are.
The killers,
the buttons, the button men. Boom.
Sure. Yeah, fascinating. It was really. Anyway, they changed the name of it to Meet the Mobsters and brought in guys from The Sopranos.
Oh, really?
Bobby Bacala, Steve Sciarippa. They brought in
Those both seem like nice guys. Those guys.
Yeah, they're good guys. And it just was fascinating how he changed the name of it and he added a whole bunch of stuff. The movie never went anywhere. Couldn't get a distributor.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
That's sad. That was 5 years of work. 5 years of work down and never really went anywhere. But
Distribution.
it's a funny movie. If you get
Yeah.
a chance to see it, it's called Meet the Mobsters.
Can you still get it?
Yeah, I think you can look it up online. It'll
Yeah.
probably come up.
Yeah. You got to get in touch with Johnny for me. I want to
Sure.
get Johnny on this.
Sure.
Okay, let's see. I have to go through my list.
Sure.
My memory sucks, guys. Not me, but Conan O'Brien.
Yeah, that was, I did twice. I did 2 times.
Yeah.
The funniest one was the first one. They said, how about Thanksgiving night? And believe it or not, one of the writers on the show at the time was Louis C.K. The comedian Louis C.K. was the head writer.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's Thanksgiving night, and my manager, Barry Cass, is going, it's going to be great. It's going to be fabulous. It's going to be a holiday. Everyone's going to be excited. What we didn't count on was tryptophan in the turkey.
Oh, God.
So I go out there on the corner of branch. I'm like this, hey, hey, and the audience is going like this. It was a riot, and we realized when it was all over, they were all on wine and turkey. And so, anyway, I did it again like 2 years later. It was a great experience. And my friend Brian Kiley, great comedian, great writer, was one of the writers on the show at the time. And so, yeah, I did it 2 times in about 3 years. Conan O'Brien.
I met Louis C.K. At Giggles.
Sure.
Michael brought him in
Sure.
under the wire.
Uh-huh.
We had
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Were you
Sure.
there that night?
No, I didn't go in there.
Yeah.
I was working that night.
That was something. That was
Sure.
something else. Oh, I want to take this moment, if I may,
Let's take a moment.
to say I went to Giggles the other night. You never know what you're going to get there. You never know. My pal was on, and I'll tell you, the show was a flat line. Right or wrong. It was a flat line. There were 2,
It was a small crowd.
a very small crowd, but you know what? That's when they separate the boys from the men. This man brought it. When I tell you, I've never seen him better. I've seen him good,
Oh, thanks, man.
but never better than that.
Sure.
particular
You know
night.
what? Yeah, I had to kick it up because the audience was
Yeah.
small and they weren't really giving it up. So you got to supply the energy.
You were all the energy.
Oh man, I was sweating. It was the girl in the front row went like this. Ew.
You know why you were sweating?
I was going like this.
Because you were on fire.
Oh, I was running around up there.
He slayed me. He really slayed me. He was hilarious.
Oh, good.
I want to tell you, Flatline, if you're watching a show and there's a moment of airtime only, you know it's going down in the dumper. Well, he reached down into the dumper and he pulled that sucker right out, and the audience, they were flabbergasted. They didn't want him to leave.
Yeah, they didn't want me to leave.
Yeah, it was a great,
Standing ovation.
Yeah, it was
15 people.
yeah.
I'm kidding.
No,
Like
17.
man.
Who said it ended up being 17? Right? No, but it's
Small crowd.
when you go up on that stage, and I only did it for like a year, it's the most frightening thing in the world.
Absolutely.
Because you gotta get left. If you don't get left,
Sure.
there's nothing there, right?
Well, that's what kills me about radio guys. You know, radio
Yeah.
guys think they're funny.
Yeah,
They don't have an audience.
None.
I come from a world where if you don't get laughs, you die.
that's
You know what I mean?
That's what was happening that night.
Hey, are we allowed to swear?
You can, because I'm the boss.
Oh, okay.
You know. Okay, let me see. We got No Reservations.
Yeah.
It's a movie.
The movie, I got that part with, it was with Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Wow.
And she was beautiful. And on the set, I said to her, is Mike coming? You know, her husband, Mike,
yeah.
Michael Douglas. And she went, no. I think I pissed her off.
Yeah.
The first thing I said was, "Oh, it's nice to meet you." I said, "Mike coming?" And then I met Michael Douglas on the street,
Oh, really?
and I said, "Hey, I just did a movie down the street at the Fulton Fish Market, which was defunct at the time, and they kind of refurbished it to make the movie." And I said, "I just worked with your wife." He goes, "You did?" I said, "Yeah, I was in Meet the Parents. No Reservations." He goes, "Oh, that's great." He shakes my hand. We're standing there talking on the street corner like we're buddies for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then he went this way and I went this way. Isn't that funny?
Yes, it is very funny.
Mhm.
Okay, where do I go now? Okay. What's that say? Godfathers?
Yeah, Godfathers of Comedy.
Oh, yes, of
Now,
course.
that's with me and Paul D'Angelo, a guy named Rocky Laporte.
Very good.
Right. Willie Fratto, who's out of Iowa, believe it or not. And really a lot of fun. And it's on Showtime. And it's called Godfathers of Comedy. And it's a big, long comedy thing. So,
Yeah.
And I'm at the end. I'm the last comedian. So they show, and Paul D'Angelo's in it. I think he goes like third. But anyway, there's 5 of us, and it's just fantastic. And it ran on Showtime for like 2 years.
Who else was in it?
That's it. Rocky Laporte, Willie Fratto. Oh, John Campanera. He's from LA. Good friend of mine. We just had a ball. You know, there were 5 of us, and they were mooning me backstage and stuff while I was on. I'm doing a live taping, and I look out and I see the butt cheeks and the wings, and I'm like trying not to laugh. You know,
That's a good one.
yeah, that's a good. It's actually on Showtime, so check it out.
All right, this is another one that I would love to have been on, The Brotherhood.
Yeah. Tony V was big in that.
Yes.
Tony V had a good part in that. I had one line. I kid you not. I drove to Providence. They shot it in Providence.
Yeah.
And so they said, we're looking for like a bouncer type, which is a huge stretch for me.
Yeah. That's like me being a mobster.
I'm not kidding. So I go to the audition, and the line is, Mr. Nozzoli wants to see you now. Oh, that was Johnny Fiore, by the way. Johnny Fiore was Mr. Nozzoli.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was. He was pretty.
Did you know him well then?
Oh, yeah. Oh, sure. I know John since like 85.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so, yeah, it was shot in Providence. What was I going to say about it? It was me and John, and the scene is I'm standing in a doorway, and they go, okay, action. And I go, Mr. Nozzoli wants to see you now. And the guy auditioning me goes, okay, do you have children? I go, yes, I do. He goes, like you're scolding your children. And I go, Mr. Nozzoli wants to see you now.
There you go.
And he goes, fantastic. And I got the part.
That's great.
So I had to come back like a month later and shoot it. And that was it. That was the only thing I did on that show was one line. So,
Well, but it was probably the best line
it was,
of the whole
it
show.
was with Jason Isaacs, who was, he's been in everything.
Yeah.
If you guys know who he is. He was in the scene, and he's looking at me with this look from across the room. And he was good, man. You know what I mean? He scared me with the look.
A friend of mine was in it. He was a very good friend, maybe best friends with Johnny. John, let me see. Oh, my God. Because he changed his name. Ian. Oh, I can't think of his name. I'll think of it eventually. Maybe by tomorrow night. Okay.
We're both old.
We got questions here.
Oh,
Hey, hello from the UK, Brian.
Holy
Cuss.
smokes.
Yeah. And we got the Italian Stallion. Hello, Donny T and friend. Hey, the bartender. Is that what you were, a bartender?
Yeah, no, I was really the
bouncer.
No, bar back. Because they use women bartenders in strip clubs for men.
Oh.
They don't use men bartenders in strip clubs.
So you were a bar back.
I was a bar back. Get the ice, make sure no one messes with the strippers, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So they call me a bartender. That's just easy to say.
Uh-huh.
So I wasn't really, you never saw me pour a drink on that show, ever. But what I was doing was milling around at the bar.
Well, here's something that's probably one of my next questions anyway. This is the young Italian Stallion. Your friend was great on Law and Order.
Oh, yeah.
And that's another thing that I'm going to jump back into.
Sure.
This guy I trust. Great line. Law and Order.
Oh, you're talking about Law and Order Criminal Intent. Not Law and Order. That was with David Keith from Officer and a Gentleman.
Oh, yes, I remember him.
Remember that? He
Yes.
takes the ring. He washes out. He wants to be an officer. He gets kicked out. So he takes the girl's wedding ring, swallows it, takes a bottle of whiskey, swallows the ring, and then hangs himself in the story. So I'm in the back seat of the car with him, and I go, that scene where you swallowed the ring. He goes, yeah. I go, how did you do that? He goes, it was on a fishing line. He goes, and I swallowed it, and we had to do so many takes that they had to pull the string back out again out of my throat. I go, are you kidding me? He goes, no, you dope. It was special effects. He called me a dope. I put it on my resume. No, it was just so funny. The way
I played it
no,
dope, right?
It was special effects.
Eddie Portella has to say, hey, buddy, how are you? I'm all right. You didn't spell you right, but that's cool. You're still a good guy. Italian stallion. A lot of things there. I don't know what they are. But hey, Donny, tell us the time someone threatened you with a gun. Oh, okay. Remember that, huh? I'm in Montreal. And I'm in a place that they used to call a shooting gallery. You know what that is?
Sure.
And I was with two guys from Ohio, believe it or not. Everybody was shooting up. I was never big in drugs, but I'm in there. And all of a sudden, we're all sitting around. I might have smoked a joint. The door comes tumbling down. These two guys with guns come in. They take one guy and put a gun in his mouth, and they take him to a room. And the other guy is standing there with about 6 of us sitting on the floor in the kitchen. It's the biggest pistol I had ever seen in my life. But I was not smart enough to be scared. I was a dumb kid.
That's right.
Yeah, and I start laughing. I'm sitting
Oh
I swear on my mother's soul, God rest his soul. And I'm standing there, I was sitting there and I'm laughing. I got my money down on my underwear. And the guy says, are you crazy? I said, what do you mean? He says, what are you laughing about? I got a gun here. I says, yeah, I know, I see it. He says, but I says, why am I laughing? I came up here from America because everything was so crazy down there. I came up here to chill. I went out tonight. I wanted to get a slice of pizza. And I'm sitting on the floor with a guy with a gun on me. Now, you don't think that's funny? This guy's laughing his ass off. I swear to God.
You saved your life.
And he's laughing his ass. Comedy has a lot of good points to it. And he's laughing his ass off. And I said, listen, just let me go. I'm not a rat. I ain't going to say nothing to nobody. I just want to go get some pizza. So he laughs. He says, come here. I go up there, and he says, okay, you can leave. He says, I'll come back tomorrow. If you guys want coffee, let me know. I go back the next day. I walk in the door. I'm like this here, right? He says, what's that little finger doing? I says, well, peace, and a little piece on the side. And he says, you're fucking nuts, he says. And that was it. That was the story. Brian, that was for you, baby.
Hey, can we talk to these people?
Yeah, of course.
Hey, is this guy Portella, Edward, are you from Boston? And do you have any relatives named Karen? You have a relative named Karen.
Oh, God. That's his ex-wife.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I swear to God.
What do you mean? You know this guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was their best man at the wedding.
Yeah, and she came to the comedy club one night. I remember her name was Karen Portella. That's all.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Everybody. Yeah. Let's see. Where were we? Okay. Yes, sir. Criminal intent. That was it. He's right.
I was on 2 Law and Order criminal intents. One is a bad guy and one is a good guy. I was on 1 Law and Order where I was a bad guy. I was Freddie Gallo, bookmaker for the Ribisi family.
Oh, get out of here.
I swear to God. And do you know what they say on the episode? You got to see the episode. Look it up. It's called For Love or Money. And it's Law and Order with Jerry Orbach. And he says to me, Freddie Gallo? And I go, who wants to know? And the other guy looks at him and goes, it's the Sopranos that makes them think they can do whatever they want. So it's a tongue-in-cheek because I'm actually on the Sopranos. They mention the Sopranos in the episode, and I'm an all black. I'm a mob guy, and I'm in the background walking. It's pretty cool. So
I got a thing right here. This is for you, definitely. Dan Dittman.
Oh, yeah. Hey, buddy.
Found the podcast. Good to see you, bro. Both.
He just came to Boston.
Yeah.
He came to Giggles one night.
Yeah, I was
Good
there
to
with
see
him.
you, man.
Tell Frank, his old and maybe forgotten friend from TGI.
He keeps thinking I forgot about him. He came to the club.
He don't forget
we
nobody.
We worked at TGI Fridays in Cleveland together.
Yeah.
And that was eons ago.
Yeah.
And then he just came like 6 months ago, or 8 months ago or something. He was in Giggles.
Yeah, he said I used to sneak the waitresses out the back door. He told me that one. Okay, we got a lot of people here tonight. I love this. Okay, let's see. Okay, what do I got? Go to the top. All right, Brian Cuss. He's from the UK. Okay. Now, I know you guys don't recognize him. Were you in The Sopranos?
I was Georgie from the Bada Bing.
How did that all begin?
Well, being a Boston comedian for a long time, auditions started happening in New York City.
Yep.
There was also a bunch of things happening here, but not. It's a weird story
Not
because
that degree.
Because the truckers union held the Boston movie union at bay for a long time.
Yes, it did.
And then once they released those constraints, then they started making a lot of movies here. But anyway, what was the question?
Now he's doing, you see, he does impressions. That was an impression of me. Because I forget every friggin' thing.
What were you just talking about? You just asked me.
Yeah, how did it all begin here?
Okay, so being a comedian in Boston, and I had no representation at all or anything, and I went out to New York and somebody saw me on stage, and they said, "Do you have representation?" I was doing commercial auditions, I was doing movie and TV auditions out of New York City, and so I hooked up with this manager guy, and he sent me to this audition. He said it's called The Sopranos, and it's a mob thing. And it's they're looking for a bouncer. You're perfect for it. I said, okay, and I went. And I thought to myself, at the audition, this is a dumb name, The Sopranos.
Yeah,
I really did.
I thought the same thing.
Well, the Beatles is a dumb name when you think about it. And so anyway, I go in, and the lines are literally the first lines in my show are, hello, hello. I got the phone in my hand. I'm going, hello, 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 hello. That was the audition. And so I look back. The people that are auditioning, Gandolfini was there, and believe it or not, Christopher Walken's wife, Georgianne,
yeah,
she was there, and I think David Chase was there. I can't recall because it was 23 years ago.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I stopped and I looked at everybody, and everybody was looking at me, and I went, "If I get this, I'm going to need more lines than this."
Yeah.
And the only person that laughed was Georgianne Walken. She saved me because everybody else went like this. And she went and laughed and saved me because nobody thought that was funny except for her.
But she was the main person.
So a month later, 3 weeks later, they called me. I was supposed to be one day, day player. And so I'm in the makeup trailer, and they're putting makeup on me, and the door busts open of the makeup trailer, and it's David Chase, and he goes, "Put tattoos on this guy." Just like that. She goes, "Excuse me?" "Go crazy and put tattoos all down his arms." She goes, "Well, what kind of tattoos?" He goes, "Make it up." So she did. That's really what happened. She went really by the seat of her pants, putting these tattoos, drawing them, putting stencils on, coloring them in and everything. And they were huge. They were all down like this. And then
they had like a sleeve.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And I always had short cutoff, Bada Bing t-shirt, muscle like this, but then the tattoos. And so anyway, I shot that whole day. And I was making people laugh on the set. I was taking a bar rag and kind of putting it over my shoulder and stuff. I was cleaning up and so like that. Chase goes, "You're doing great. Keep doing that stuff. Keep moving around like that." Anyway, day's over. I'm done. I'm done on The Sopranos. I'm in the makeup trailer. She's taking my makeup off my face. These can't be taken off because they're sprayed with old lady hairspray to make sure they don't run. And so the door busts open, and it's David Chase. He goes, "Take pictures of his tattoos." And she goes, "Okay." And he goes, and shuts the door. She goes, "Oh my God." I go, "What?" She goes, "You're coming back." And I went, "What do you mean?" She goes, "Why are they taking pictures of your tattoos?" So that was true.
Yeah.
So anyway, 13 episodes I'm in.
Excellent.
Yeah. And in 10 of them, I get the shit kicked out of me.
I know. Oh, somebody wanted me to ask you, did it hurt you when Gandolfini hit you with the telephone?
Here's the thing. David Letterman used to say it best. The magic of television.
Yeah.
Okay, so no. People come up to me all the time. They go, "Hey, you look good." And I go, "What do you mean?" "Well, you got beat up all the time on The Sopranos." And I go, "You know, it's not fucking real, right? It's not a real thing. I didn't really get beat up on The Sopranos." "Well, no, I know what you're saying."
Yeah.
I catch them. They go, "Because my mother would do that. My mother would be talking on the telephone with her neighbor. Did you believe he did that on the soap operas?
Yeah,
It was real."
Yeah.
And my father said that once. He goes, "What are you doing? That's not a real thing. What are you doing?" People come up to me all the time. "Hey, man, you got beat up. Did it really hurt when he hit?" "No, it didn't hurt. It was all fake. The chain that he hit me with, paper mache with a little quarter at the top of it so he could actually whip it. It was made of paper." You know what I mean?
That's funny.
Anyway.
Now, while you were doing it, you must have made friends. You must have had special friends, like guys you hung with.
Actually, no, because everybody was sequestered. James Gandolfini was not a person to walk up and go, "Hey, man, I got a joke for you."
Yeah.
Why? Because he was like this with his script all the time.
He had a lot of lines, man.
And I couldn't, he was literally sequestered. They wouldn't let you go over to him.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, no, you couldn't just walk over to him. And he didn't want anyone coming over to him.
No,
So they blocked people from coming over to him. And I didn't, I wasn't going to walk over. "I got a joke for you." He didn't even know I was a comedian until much later. So anyway, no, yeah, he was sequestered. So I couldn't really talk to him. The guy I hung out with was Johnny Fiore.
Yeah.
Because we were both from Boston.
Yeah.
We both live in Boston. I'm not from there. I'm from Cleveland, but I moved to Boston in '85. We became friends right away. We got caught in an elevator at Angela Peary Casting.
Oh.
And I had my daughter Tess in my arms like this, and the elevator went like you see in the movies.
Yeah.
And the doors opened up, and there was the floor up there. And we both looked at each other. We were in there for about 45 minutes. I was starting to get a little worried. Right?
Yeah.
My daughter was 2, and we're stuck in an elevator. So Johnny Fiore was a good friend of mine, and we are still hanging out today.
Yeah.
We're Gigi and Georgie. Maybe we'll do that podcast. Gigi and Georgie. And we make appearances together.
Oh, do you?
All the time. Sure. We've done everything. We've done all kinds of stuff all over New England where we'll do like a bachelor party. We'll, make appearance there.
Yeah.
And, I'll be the bartender and John just walks around. You wearing a wire? Are you wearing a wire? That kind of stuff. So
he's a great
we do
guy.
signings. We do signings.
Oh,
we're doing one. This Boston Guido? His name is Boston Guido. He's got a show we're doing.
Matt
It's out it's called Smoking Sticks in the Sticks.
Oh.
And it's in like Kingston, New Hampshire. And they're gonna sell cigars, and I'm gonna do a little comedy. That's a meet and greet and all that. So we do that. We make appearances. Actually, John got me into it, the signing part of it.
Oh, really?
Because I wasn't, he was doing it. You know what he was doing? He was going out to Western Mass to those spooky worlds. So on the billboard going out to Western Mass, it would say Spooky World, which everybody knew what that was, with John Fiore from The Sopranos.
Get out of town.
And I heard about it, and I say, "Hey, man." So anyway, we make appearances all over the place, and we sell our pictures, and people go, "Hey, you were on The Sopranos." That's actually pretty cool.
Well, let me ask you a question there.
Sure.
On The Sopranos, you must have some private stories that only a soprano would know. Did I say that?
Sure.
Properly?
Yeah, I was in the makeup trailer. Now that sounds like, I'm sorry, I was in my trailer. But what it is it's called it says Lucy and Dizzy. Now that's from 100 years ago, but it's looks like a train, and it has, individual. So I had my own room. There's a little bathroom in there. You can take a shower. You can radio. You can lay down and stuff, but it's really skinny. And so I'm coming out. I'm all done with the tattoos. I change into my costume, open the door, and this woman comes running over going, "Tony! Tony!" And I go, and she runs right up to me, "Tony!" Like that. And I go, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa. First of all, do I look like James Gandolfini?" And she goes, "No, you don't." I said, "Yeah. And his name is James Gandolfini, not Tony Soprano." "Well, yeah, I know that." And she turns and walks away, and I go, "Hey, I wonder if they got any security around here."
Really?
You know what I mean? That woman came running right up to me. Tony, like this. And I went, "No, whoa, wait a minute, like this." She got about 5 feet away from me.
Could have been a bad ending.
It could have been a bad ending. But anyway, she was mad that I wasn't Tony. It wasn't that I wasn't James Gandolfini. I got a great story about James Gandolfini. He lived in the Village.
Yes.
And he got, you ready for this? Same thing with John Kennedy Jr. He used to wear a hat backwards on his head.
Yes, I remember.
Which changed his whole look. Honest to God. That was his signature was his hair. Even though he was a gorgeous man, his hair was, and so anyway, same thing with Gandolfini. He would wear a helmet and drive a moped in New York City. Yeah. So people are standing in front of his apartment in New York City waiting for him to come out. And he would come out the back entrance in a moped with a helmet on. And you couldn't tell it was him. And he got hit on that thing. He got hit in New York City. He was riding his moped and some cab driver popped him. He didn't get hurt, but he got banged up a little bit. He rolled in New York City on the street, But anyway, isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Tony Soprano on a moped.
He was into martial arts too. There was
I don't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Pretty sure.
He's a great guy. Such a great man.
Well, I'm gonna reward you guys because you see my pal here. There's something that he's done, and I think it became a commercial. And you're looking at probably the world's most renowned chicken.
I'm the voice of a chicken in a Subway commercial.
Yeah.
So this is real. I'm auditioning for voiceovers for 2 years. This is what I get, a fucking chicken. Because I can do this. That's what got me the part. I said to the guy, why'd you pick me? He goes, clearly you were the best chicken. I beat out 150 other guys because I can make that chicken noise.
I love that.
But anyway, it's two chickens on a fence. There's no humans in the commercial at all. And I'm one of the voices singing My Darling Clementine is a Chicken. Yeah.
That's funny.
I don't know.
I get to see who else is calling here, who's checking us out.
Pretty cool.
Not bad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a lot of people, huh?
Well, that's because you were coming on. I advertised the shit out of you. Yeah, I like good people.
What episode of The Sopranos was your favorite? I guess the first one.
And did you like the ending?
No, I didn't like the ending.
Killed off.
I'm at a party with a bunch of people. They invite me to this party right in my neighborhood in Waltham, Massachusetts.
Yeah, terrible ending.
And everybody's got tuxedos on. There's people dressed up like characters. About 50 people in this house party. And the episode ends, and they're mad at me. Like I had something to do with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What the hell was that? Did you sit on the remote? People thought, did you pay the cable bill? It just went poof.
That blew my mind.
It blew everybody's mind.
Well, there's this little secret that I keep close to me. Now I'm going to share it with you guys, okay? Once upon a time.
Look at that freaking shirt.
Once upon a time, this was my favorite actor.
Why didn't you come to me first?
Marlon Brando.
Why'd you call the police?
Until I met Frank Santorelli. That's all I can say about that.
You found paradise and there were courts of law.
Yes.
You didn't need a man like me.
No.
I didn't want to get into trouble. That guy should have won the Oscar.
Yeah.
Right? The very first thing you see on The Sopranos is that guy. I come to America. America's my home. I make my fortune. And that guy should have won an Oscar. He was so real. Right?
Yeah.
He was fantastic, that guy.
So
I didn't want to get into trouble. How much shall I pay you?
Yeah. Let's see.
Bonus, bonus. Why do you disrespect me?
Mr. Bonazera, you come to me today and you ask me for a favor. And I can't remember the last time you asked.
Oh, isn't that funny?
Yeah.
If you would have offered me a cup of coffee, I would have killed those guys for you. But you ignored me, so I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. We got that. Ray Romano.
Oh, yeah. I'm in Somewhere in Queens, which is out right now. And it's Ray Romano's true life story.
Oh, is it really?
It is. It's an autobiographical movie. Ray Romano's dad owned a lumber company, and he wanted to play basketball. He's a big, tall guy. He's like 6'5",
Romano?
6'4", yeah, 6'4", at least 6'4". But he wanted to play basketball. Wanted to go to. In the movie, he goes to DePaul.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, Tony Lobianco's in it from the French Connection. Yeah. And I hung out with him a little bit. He was the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Sebastian Maniscalco, the comedian. Laurie Metcalf, who was Roseanne's sister.
Okay.
on Roseanne. Anyway, it's a great little movie. Just a little life story kind of thing about how he wants to play basketball and his grandfather wants him to be in the lumber company. The lumber company is hugely successful. Why are you going to college and why are you playing basketball when you can make a lot of money? Anyway, that's the turmoil that goes on. And I am just one of the people at the wedding reception. That's all. I'm in a wedding reception scene, but I'm the biggest dick in the world. All right. They show me in the conga line going like this. Dun, 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 dun. I'm going. And it's going all around the room. But anyway, the director, I'm cutting up at the table. And there was a great actor there named Jim Ciccone who teaches acting classes. He was in the scene with me. He plays the bride's father. Anyway, we cut up and we're goofing around, and I'm balancing things on my nose and stuff. It's a big wedding table, like a real wedding table.
Yeah.
Anyway, the director comes over and he goes, does anyone want to be in the conga line? And everyone pointed to me. He'll be in the conga line.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's a picture of me. I'm the first thing you see in the movie when it starts. My sister told me. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
And then 2/3 of the way through the movie, they go back to the wedding reception. And I'm with my wife. And my wife goes, oh, the camera comes up. In the old-fashioned day, remember a camera?
Yeah.
It was bright. Say something to the bride and groom. And I go, what's this? What's this? And my wife goes, what do you mean, what's this? This is what she's going to be watching on her wedding night. And I go, listen, that's not what she's going to be seeing on her wedding night. She's going to be looking at the ceiling. I'm the biggest dick in the world.
Did you create that line?
No, that was the line. That was the line. She's going to be looking at the ceiling. And she goes, you're such an asshole. And we walk out. That's the scene.
That's a beautiful
I know.
scene.
It's so much fun. But it's supposed to be a good movie. People are really saying they like it. It's a really solid, good movie with good acting.
Yeah.
And there's no special effects. There's no craziness. There's no guns.
That's why you became my favorite actor.
There you go.
That's it. Brando couldn't forget it. I'm going to say it. Okay, now there's something that happens here in Boston every year. They didn't do it this past. Well, yes, they did. After that vaccine crap ended, they have the Boston Boston. What am I saying? Comedy Festival.
Oh, yeah.
And you run that.
Yes, I was.
And the best of what is on that show. So.
Yeah, it's called the Boston Comedy Festival. It's run by Jim McHugh, the comedian.
Okay.
I've been running it for over 20 years now.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Now, right in the sort of the beginning, maybe 5 years in, I decided I'm going to enter the contest. And I get into the finals. And I lose by 1/100th of a point to comedian Robbie Prince, who's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
And is a great comedian, was the cruise ship entertainer of the year 2 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a very funny guy, really nice guy. He beats me by 1/100th of a fucking point. He wins $7,000, 10,000, 7 or 10, and I win 1,500.
Little difference.
So he's on the radio, and I call in Lauren and Wally. Remember Lauren and Wally? He's on with them, and I call in and I go, "You got to get me on the air." I said, "Listen, Rob, I'm really glad that you won the $17,000, and I won 1,500. I'm really happy about that." Click. Yeah. So anyway, I was in the 2 years in a row. I got into the finals, and I didn't win. So anyway, I stopped going. It's all young kids now. Now it's all young people, and it's a huge festival. It really is a really good.
Doesn't it become like a popularity contest after a while?
Well, no. You know what? There's real judges. They get radio disc jockeys. They get people that kind of know entertainment, so they have to be the judges, and they actually have a categories. You know, stage presence and all that, material, connection with the audience, the way you look and everything. And I lost by 1/100th of a point.
That's funny. That is funny.
So
stuff, yeah. So let me say this to you, and okay, we'll bounce back and forth all night. The more questions we have, the more we're gonna put out here. If you ever, whether you're from Boston, out of Boston, or whatever you are, if you ever want to have a night to remember, go to Giggles on Route 1 in Saugus. Is that northbound or southbound?
Southbound.
Yeah.
Tony V
Yeah,
does the
yeah,
joke about
I
it. It's
know.
great to be here in Saugus, southbound.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
It's the Leaning Tower pizza joint
yeah,
on Route 1.
yeah.
Yeah, in Saugus.
You guys will have a great
Really a
night.
great comedy club.
Uh,
Been there for a long time.
Yeah.
It comes in a little older,
yeah,
right? 40 and up kind of thing.
but
That's
those
not-
are the best.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not, you're not going to see filth and disgusting stuff. It's a really great club, and it's got kind of like my home club. That's where I work all the time.
Yeah, yeah. But I do stuff in Cleveland.
Oh yeah, I work. No, I haven't actually worked in Cleveland in a long.
Well, that was
long
part
time.
of your shtick once upon a time.
That's right. That's right. I started in Cleveland at the Cleveland Comedy Club with Drew Carey.
Yeah.
Yeah, he makes $12 million a year. I'm in Donny T's basement.
You lucky bastard.
I'm in a basement. He gave me a ham sandwich.
That's right. And he's taking it home.
I'm taking half of it home.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is a great time.
Sure.
I love what I love about this the best. Let me see. I love the laughter. That's Eddie.
Oh, Frankie and Bergano.
Oh, you know Frankie.
Yeah,
We
I
got-
know
okay,
Frankie.
let's see.
Yeah,
Let's
good
get
to
back,
see you, kid.
back up
Thanks
to the
for
top.
watching.
Let's see. Dan
Thanks for
Dittman.
watching.
Tell Frankie, blah, blah, blah. You don't remember me? Yes, I do. Okay.
Keep saying
Well,
I don't remember.
now, what was the biggest caper you were involved in? Okay.
The biggest.
Because you asked me, Brian, I'm not going to tell you. Because if I told you, you would know that I might be loose lips. Although there was one once upon a time, and I ended up in a book because of it. Years ago, and I'm talking about over 50 years ago, there was this furniture warehouse, and there were several of us. That's all I could, as long as I don't put their names in. Well, one of them is dead anyway. But we used to do this thing. We used to load up a truck with furniture, and the guy that got me into it had keys to this furniture warehouse. It's just true that I hate to say it had another life once upon a time.
Sure.
So we load the truck up, and we had to go to Rhode Island with the merchandise. The guy that I did it with, so I won't mention anything about it because then it'll give him up. They wanted me to be the getaway driver of a big furniture friggin' truck. And I'm driving down to Rhode Island. There's no lights on the truck. So me getting pulled over is the easiest thing. And nobody's with me in the truck. They're following me in another car because this guy just decided that let me take the fall if anything happens. Okay. I was not the brightest bulb on the tree. So I said, what the hell? And I drive down there. I made Lubinis, Lugats. That's what I made for money, right? I go all the way to Rhode Island.
Lugats.
Yeah. I went all the way to Rhode Island. Okay. So years later, there's a couple of books that come out about this particular guy. And it was Eight White Furniture was the name of it. I don't think it's even around anymore. They mentioned this guy by the name of Bobby so-and-so and two small-time hoods. I was one of the small-time hoods. Me and this other guy.
Sure.
Anyway, but that was in three different books. My Life in the Mafia
No kidding.
by Vinnie Teresa. Joe Barboza, another book. But that's it. Only because it's you, cuss. Because I told you I would. My word is my bond.
You know, there's a comedian named David Tell. He does. You just talking about furniture. You know.
Yeah.
He goes, it's the dumbest job in the world. Furniture store security guard. Hey, you with that couch.
Yeah.
You got a receipt for that?
Yeah.
You that's wheeling the refrigerator out. Can you show a
Yeah.
receipt for that?
I moved furniture for years.
Yeah, I did that.
You too?
Sure. Nice Jewish boy moving company in New York City.
No.
I swear to God, on the side of the truck, nice Jewish boy.
Yeah.
It was a good job.
Yeah.
Really good job. And we just go there in the morning. He'd say, go with this guy, $20 tip
Yeah.
every time we did a gig, plus the money we were making.
Oh, I only wish I was in that shape.
Holy shit. That was so many years ago. You know,
Sure.
to do that. And then I started selling furniture. Made a lot more money selling it. I went from robbing it to moving it to selling it.
Well, you had it. You robbed all
Yeah.
of them, so you had all
So
the couches.
they knew I knew a lot about furniture. We'll put it that way. The things that you do. There's other
Sure.
stories I got, but
Sure.
these are too long, and my kid might be watching. And
I don't think my daughter's watching.
Hi, his daughter. What's her name?
Mia. It's
Mia.
I think Mia's watching.
I love that
She
name.
said she
Mia.
was going to watch. Her real name is Anne Marie. Her nickname is Mia,
Yeah,
which
we
of
all,
course in Italian is mine.
really.
Mine.
Mia.
Mia.
We all had like Italian nicknames. I can't tell you my Italian nickname, but I can tell you what my real name was, and it almost sounds like it's my nickname because I didn't know it until the first day of school. Dominic. I never knew that was my name. I swear to God, my mother called me Donny all the way to the first grade.
That's a really old joke. What the heck was his name? One of the old comedians. I grew up in a tough neighborhood in New York City. I went to this bar, really tough place. The hat check girl's name was Dominic. Hat check.
Yeah.
There's no such thing anymore.
No.
I had some nicknames. I was the slowest man on an 80-man football team. The lumbering rhino and land
Remember you
whale.
telling me.
And then the other one was Frankie Snowpants. The announcer over the PA, Fank Santorelli, please report to the office. Your mother is here with your snow pants. They call me Frankie fucking Snowpants for 4 years. They still call me that. I walk in that bar in Cleveland and they go, hey, Frankie Snowpants.
Oh, that's funny. Come up with something while I'm looking through this, will you?
Come up with something?
Yeah, I got faith in you.
All right, I got a joke. There's these two stupid Italian guys hanging out on the street corner. One says to the other, what's going on? He goes, I'm trying to sell my freaking car. He goes, what's the matter? He goes, it's got 280,000 miles on it. Nobody wants it. He says, what are you, a nut? You turn the odometer back to 10,000 and then you try to sell it. What are you, an idiot? The other guy goes, you know what? I'll try that. That sounds good. He sees the guy like 2 weeks later. He goes, hey, how you doing with selling that car? He goes, why should I sell the car? It's only got 10,000 miles on it.
Oh, that's a good one.
How about this one? Italian guy. What was it? He's walking down the street with two watermelons like this. And the guy from the window goes, Luigi, you know what time it is? And he goes, shit. And he puts the one watermelon down, puts the other watermelon down. He goes, I don't know. Italian, right? Italian guy, I don't know. Puts the watermelons, I don't know. Come on, work with me, folks. See, I'm not getting the laughs here. It's like the radio.
Yeah, they're laughing their asses
They're
off.
laughing.
I got news for you. Hey, I used to work at the YMCA in Somerville. Lenny Clark was there all the time.
Yeah, that's funny.
Italian stallion. Hi, Frankie and Bergamo. Hey, you guys. No conversations. Okay, what is this here? Another one here. Hey. Let's see. Very funny show, guys. Excellent. You know, the show that we do, that I do, it's supposed to be like a hangout.
Sure.
This is where I want my friends to come and watch the show because my friends are everything to me.
Sure.
You know, friends, family. That's it. So this is like a hangout.
Sure.
I was going to name this show. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
La Cosa Nostra, which means this thing of ours. But I found out the slogan was taken,
Oh, sure.
so I couldn't do it.
Sure.
Yeah, that's it.
Absolutely.
Anyway, that was that. Let's see. Okay.
It's amazing how, a friend of mine started Boston Baked Bean Company. He goes, there's nobody took that? When he got it, he was like, is that real? I can have that? They went, nobody took it. He goes, what? You remember when not emails. Yeah, it just was funny how he thought no one would ever, someone would have had it.
Yeah, by
Already.
now.
Already.
Yeah.
Nobody took Boston Baked Bean?
We got a question for Frank.
Okay.
Frank, when are you playing at Giggles? I will be there when you perform and root for you. Root you on.
Okay.
Okay.
I am there sometime in October.
Okay.
You know, there's only 4 weeks in October, so I'm not sure exactly which it is. I'm not positive, but I'm there all the time. So if you go on the website, go on the Giggles website, it'll tell you, it'll give you a long range
Yeah.
when I'm coming there. I'm there like once every 2.5, maybe 3 months, something
Yeah.
like that.
The next question falls on me. Oh, it's not even a question. It's a statement. Dawn, you ready for this? The best show ever.
Jesus.
Let me tell you something. I've been trying to get this guy on my show for the longest time because I knew we had a rapport. You know, we don't know each other a long, long time, but I got a story. This is how I found out about him. My brother, God rest his soul, got an autograph from him. And he signed it from one soprano to another soprano. And I never got the autograph. My brother passed away and it was at his house. And the rest of the story is kind of long and ugly. So anyway, I ended up on The Sopranos. When The Sopranos came out, let's face facts. Everybody, it was like when The Godfather came out. Everybody wanted to be mobbed up. We all wanted our own thing. We wanted our own crew. You hear that, Tim? We wanted our own crew. Okay? So I was all excited. The worst part of The Sopranos, when they would take that long break, you have to wait another friggin' year for it to come out. Oh, that drove me.
Isn't that funny?
Friggin' nuts.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I ended up meeting Gandolfini.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. Oh, it was the funniest thing. They threw him in the pool. He grabbed two guys as they were throwing him. Got both of them, and he grabbed them.
Really?
He took. Oh yeah, he's a strong guy.
He's a bull.
Yeah, he
really
brought him into the pool with him. That was a fun time. That was a really fun time.
Yeah, he beat me up. Phone, bucket of ice, cash register drawer,
The fish.
one of these singing fish, one of those Billy Bass things. The cops beat me up at the Christopher Columbus rally.
Oh, really?
Remember that?
That was a Boston thing.
No, it was shot at Columbus Circle in New York City,
Oh,
and they
okay.
used real American Indians, and they were fucking pissed. You know, he was a slave trader. I hate to tell you that, but either way, I was a bucket of ice, cash register. And then Ralphie hits me in the face with the chain.
Yeah.
And he pokes me in the. Oh, that was another thing, man. Working with Joe Pantoliano,
Yeah.
who is literally one of the most respected actors in this.
He's very good.
unbelievable. He's in The Matrix and all that.
Yeah.
He shows up, says hi to me, and that's it. We didn't rehearse or anything. When I walk in, he walks in the door. If you remember the scene, I open the door, and he goes, "I have come to reclaim Rome for my people." He's doing lines from Gladiator, and I'm going, "How you doing, Ralph?" And he goes, "Gladiator, you fuck," like that, and he breaks a pretzel on my chest. He doesn't tell me he's going to do it. He just does it, and I go, "Oh my god!" And I just, like that, naturally, just natural. He grabs my face, and he goes, slaps my face and grabs it and goes, "I have come to reclaim." He doesn't tell me he's going to do this, and my reaction is real. I'm going like, and I go, "I don't get it." He goes, "Gladiator, you fuck." He turns around and walks away. And then he hits me with the pool stick. He's poking me with the pool stick. And he didn't tell me he was going to do that. And when I was done, I had literally like bullet holes. I had bruises all over my stomach.
Yeah.
From him stabbing me with this pool stick. And it was great. I didn't care. You know what I mean? I'm an actor, so I was going with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he pushes me up against the wall. And then he breaks out the chain, hits me in the face with the chain, and rips my eye open. And I go, "Oh, I'm blind." So I'm not in a lot, but I'm in very memorable scenes.
Yeah.
So in the very beginning, people would go, "Who are you on The Sopranos? Who are you again?" Now everybody's seen every episode 15 times. "You're Georgie. You're the guy that gets beat up all the time." Oh my God, like that. One woman said the funniest thing ever. "You're Georgie from The Sopranos." I go, "Yeah." She goes, "I totally believe you're this big stupid guy."
No.
I said, "Lady, that's the best compliment I ever got in my life." She was like, totally believe that you're like this big stupid.
That's how you're supposed to play that role. How else can you play that?
Sure. They
you
want
know?
me to, yeah. I mean, one guy comes up to me, hey man, how come you didn't hit him back? I go, what? He goes, how come you didn't hit him back? You're bigger than he is. I go, it's not real, right? It's a TV show.
Hey, Big G. Big G's on there. Sorry for that.
That's all right.
Big
Ooh,
G.
Big
I-
G, what's up, kid?
I gotta always comment him for tuning in every week. He tunes in.
Big G.
If we go to Giggles, what's your stage name? What kind of a dumb question was that?
Frank Santorelli. Hello.
Nah, I know the Italian Stallion is only joking around.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he had to know that.
Call me Georgie if you want.
You can call him Georgie. Yeah, nobody will know who the hell
Georgie
you're
from the
talking about.
Bing. We used to call it the Bing.
The Bing.
Not the Bada Bing, the Bing.
Let's see. Very funny show, guys. Excellent. Yeah, we thought we did a hell of a job tonight. Mostly him, of course. But hey, somebody got to ask him the questions, right? No, I had a great
What
time.
else you got there? Oh, it's over?
I'll make it last longer.
How much? Do we
How
do
about,
an hour?
How about the movie Love in Space?
Oh, yeah.
That's a good movie for you.
It's a cool little movie. I wrote it. I wrote like 80% of it, and the other people helped out. There's 2 other people in it. A great actress from Boston named Jordan Toffolo. And her father was the one that did all the special effects for it. It's actually in space. So he did all this cool stuff with me in the space suits. And anyway, it's a pretty cool little, like a 4-minute short film. And there's another guy named Stash, friend of ours, who plays the guy from Houston. So anyway, we get into a fight. And I tell her I love her, and she says, you're 70. What are you, 70? I'm the youngest woman astronaut in space. And I go, I'm in love with you. I got you that gig. That kind of stuff. You got to look it up. It's called Love in Space, and it's a real short film. And it's on, I don't know what it's on. I think you just have to look up Love in Space. And it's me as an astronaut and Jordan Toffolo as an astronaut.
Yeah.
And I'm just totally hitting on her. And she's like totally repulsed by me. And so what I do is I jettison her out into space.
Yeah.
So now we're going to do a sequel. We're going to try to do a sequel. I'm in the process of writing a sequel.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And so anyway,
I think what a lot of people think, because you're a comedian, that you're not serious.
right.
You know what? We have something in common, you and I. We are early for everything we do.
Absolutely.
Early. I'm talking about hours early.
Sure. He wanted me on at 8. I was here 2.
That's right. I couldn't get rid of him till 6.
I wanted to sleep over.
Well, could have slept over. But anyway, yeah, it's a great night tonight. I told you we'd have a great
That
time.
was great. We're done. Thanks, man. God bless you.
The best part about this whole thing is I feel as though I have a lifelong friend with Frankie. That's what it's all about for me. Yeah, I already paid you. Never mind. You got
That's the only reason I'm here. I got a free pizza out of it.
Yeah,
What are you
well,
talking
what's
about?
wrong with that? Olives and mushrooms.
Olives and
You know how much extra I had to pay for that? Oh, I thought you were taking my
You thought I
glasses.
took your glass.
They're on my free-
You know you're getting old.
Oh,
He
get
thought I
old.
took
I'm
them and they're on
already
his head.
old. That's
He
too
thought
late.
I took his glasses and they're on his freaking head.
Guys, I'd like to say good night to everybody. I hope you enjoyed it.
Thanks a lot.
Start the
And I'll be
moving.
back another time, so we'll do
That'd
some
be
more
great.
questions.
I would
and
love
stuff.
that. Yeah,
Absolutely.
we'll create some more stuff. God bless. And now it's time.